The movie begins on a steamship called the Kerberos, sailing from England to New York in October of 1899. A woman named Mora wakes from that same nightmare, the asylum, the scream, the accusation, and cannot explain why it felt so real. She barely remembers her own past. A day earlier, her brother sent her a ticket for this exact voyage, along with a strange letter marked with a symbol she doesn't recognize. Before we go further, if you're into mind-bending mysteries like this one, hit subscribe now. It genuinely helps us keep making recaps like this. Now back to the ship. 1,500 passengers are aboard, split brutally by class, and Mora, in the upper deck, has no idea her world is about to unravel completely. Among the passengers are people hiding who they really are. A couple pose as brothers because their real relationship could destroy them. A young woman is being taken across the ocean by a man who intends to sell her. A pregnant woman named Tove carries secrets of her own, and presiding over all of it is the captain, a man still haunted by a wife and child he lost to fire 2 years earlier. None of them know yet that they're being watched. None of them know their ship has a twin. That twin is the Prometheus, a sister ship that vanished 4 months earlier with everyone aboard, a disappearance that shocked the world. So when the Kerberos suddenly receives a distress signal from that very ship, the captain is stunned into silence. How does a vessel gone for 4 months, with no food, no water, no survivors reported, suddenly start transmitting again? Against every instinct, he turns the ship toward the signal. When they finally reach the Prometheus, they find it completely empty. No bodies, no survivors, not even a struggle. The signal machine that supposedly called them there is broken, dead, incapable of sending anything at all. So who or what brought them here? While searching, Mora follows a small green beetle across the floor. It leads her to a locked cupboard. Inside, silent and staring, is a young boy, clutching a small black pyramid. No one can explain how a child survived alone on a ghost ship for 4 months. They bring him back to the Kerberos, unaware that something else has quietly followed them too. A man calling himself Daniel secretly boards the Kerberos from the Prometheus, carrying an identical green beetle. He settles into the cabin beside Mora's. He introduces himself as if they've never met, and yet everything about the way he looks at her suggests otherwise. Mora has no memory of him at all. Back in her cabin, Mora notices something impossible. The silent boy has the exact same upside-down pyramid symbol tattooed on his neck that appeared in her brother's letter. The boy won't speak. He won't explain. And then Daniel releases his beetle into the lower decks, and a young girl dies almost instantly. Every compass on the ship stops working at the same moment. Something on this ship is unraveling reality itself. Then comes the reveal that breaks the story open. While searching the Prometheus a second time, the captain finds the original passenger manifest, and Mora's name is on it. She was supposedly aboard the ship that vanished 4 months ago. How is she standing here now? The captain begins to suspect she's been lying to him from the start, and Mora has no answer because she doesn't understand it either. Panic spreads. Passengers turn on the strange boy, convinced he's cursed, and despite Mora's desperate protests, he is thrown overboard to drown. Moments later, knocking echoes from a locked cupboard, and the boy steps out again, alive, holding the same pyramid as if the ocean never touched him. If you had just watched a child survive the impossible twice, would you trust it or fear it? Tell me what you'd do in the comments, because the passengers choose fear, and it costs them everything. As chaos grips the ship, a gunman fires at Mora, and time itself stops. The freed boy leads her through a frozen crowd, and using the green beetle, opens a glowing portal. She follows him through it and vanishes from the ship entirely, leaving everyone else convinced Daniel is somehow responsible. While Mora is gone, a hypnotic sound spreads through the vessel, and passengers begin walking to the deck and stepping into the ocean, one after another, as if pulled by something unseen. Daniel races below deck, uses his own beetle to open a portal of his own, and finds the boy on the other side, desperate to know why Mora no longer recognizes either of them. Elsewhere on the ship, old wounds tear back open. Jerome, once close with Lucian, discovers that Lucian framed him for a crime he didn't commit, forcing him onto this very voyage as a fugitive. And Tove's past resurfaces in full: an affair, a violent employer, an assault she barely survived, and the devastating truth that the child she carries belongs not to the man she loves, but to her attacker. Mora, still beyond the ship, arrives at the asylum from her recurring nightmare and finds her father, Henry, waiting. He captures her, injects her with something dark, and it becomes clear this has happened before, over and over, like a memory stuck on repeat. When she wakes again, she's back aboard the Kerberos, and she tells the captain something impossible. The boy can stop time, and her father is behind all of it. Following a beetle of his own, the captain discovers a hidden tunnel beneath his bed, and it drags him straight into his darkest memory, the night his wife and child died. Mora realizes there's an identical tunnel beneath her own bed. These tunnels, it turns out, don't lead anywhere physical at all. They lead into people's memories. The hypnotic sound is finally silenced, but the cost is catastrophic. Of 1,500 passengers, only a handful remain. And in Henry's mansion, glimpsed briefly through a window, stands something impossible. A massive black pyramid towering over a ruined, lifeless landscape. Why is it black? Why is the world around it destroyed? The answer is coming, but not yet. Determined to find the truth, Mora enters Daniel's memory tunnel herself. And there, surrounded by photographs of the two of them together, she finds the boy again. His name, she now learns, is Elliot. He is her son. Daniel is her husband. 12 years of a life she cannot remember are suddenly staring back at her from the walls. As the ship begins flooding and the last survivors die one by one, Daniel discovers something even more disturbing hidden in Mora's memories. A grave, and beneath it, a hidden room where Elliot is waiting, fully aware of everything happening around them. They are trapped in a loop, he explains. 8 days repeating endlessly, resetting every time it ends. Today is day 7. If they don't break it now, it starts all over again. Mora finally remembers the key her brother hid inside her pendant, the same key her father has been hunting for. But before she can use it, Henry's men kidnap Elliot and seize the Black Pyramid for themselves. Watching it all unfold from a wall of monitors, Henry coldly declares that the passengers keep dying because they let emotion guide them instead of logic, not realizing or not admitting that he is trapped in this same nightmare too, desperate for the very same key to escape it. Everything collapses into its final, fastest twist. Henry captures Mora, forces the key from her, and wipes her memory once again. But Daniel had already sabotaged the connection between the key and the pyramid, meaning the real solution now rests with him alone. In a hidden memory of their own making, Daniel hands Mora a small toy pyramid, and Elliot's ring as its key. She unlocks it, and she wakes up, not in 1899, not on any ship, but inside a massive chamber aboard a real spacecraft called the Prometheus, dated October 19th, 2099. Every single passenger, every broken person carrying grief they couldn't survive, has been asleep inside a machine this entire time. And the horrifying truth finally lands. Mora built this entire simulated world herself because her son Elliot was dying of an illness she couldn't save him from, and she refused to let him go. Her husband tried to stop her. She refused to listen. And somewhere along the way, her own brother seized control of the simulation and turned her escape into everyone's prison. A message arrives on Mora's screen from that very brother. Welcome to reality. She is finally awake, but everyone she loves, everyone who boarded believing they were simply crossing an ocean, is still locked inside the world she created for them. And the story ends without telling us if she'll ever get them out. If this left your mind completely blown, that's exactly the reaction this story deserves. So smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and ring the notification bell so you never miss the next mind-bending recap. Drop your own theory on what happens next down in the comments, and go check out more recaps just like this one right after. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.